Let's do a 2022 year in review and look back at the year and all the shit that
2022 was a year like no other. As political shakeups took the global stage, we were reminded of the power of the ballot box.
Yeah, so powerful that like fascism was elected in Italy. It was so sick when a fucking fascist was elected. The power of the ballot box is such an awesome centrist take, right? Where it's just like, you know, bad things sometimes happen when you vote and good things happen. And ultimately, it's a thing that's happening and you should always vote.
It's an honor to stand before you today.
Bro, foot soldiers, I don't know when Ethan is going to come on. Can you guys please calm down, okay? Love you guys, but like, I don't know, okay? I know you're missing out on juicy primo Ethan content because he's on hiatus, okay? They're on break. Please calm down.
As the incoming House Democratic leader.
Even as authoritarians tightened their grip, we continued to fight for justice and argue over what that means.
Yeah, okay.
When faced with war, we watched in horror as violence and hatred loomed.
Doing this for a long time. I've been standing up against all the hate that I can for as long as I can, and I'm tired.
This was their chance to go in and do what they were supposed to do, what they get paid to do by the people here in this community with our tax dollars. They made more than just a few mistakes.
As a nation, we have to ask, when in God's name are we going to stand up to the gun lobby?
Calls for gun legislation became louder. We learned that there's power in protest. And that together, our voices are stronger.
1 year ago, Omicron had just been identified. At that time, COVID-19 was killing 50,000 people each week. Last week, less than 10,000 people lost their lives.
While we made great strides in our response to global health emergencies, there were drastic changes for many across the nation.
Your body, your choice, your choice. Our bodies, our bodies, our choice.
There's like something very liberal about looking at the greatest undermining of civil liberties in like a developed Western nation that was done in the least democratic way possible after a 30-year-long project, and only hyper focusing on the unification aspect of it, where it's like, well, we learned that like your voices matter in protests. You know what I mean? They did that with Black Lives Matter protests when they were covering it in 2020, and they did that now with like the abortion stuff. And both of those are like clear-cut examples, like basically confirming the reality that no matter what you do, your voice doesn't fucking matter. No matter how angry you get, it doesn't fucking matter. It's just like, you're just going to get mad. Nothing will materially move in your direction, okay? No material changes that benefit you. Whatever the fuck they want up there, they get to have. If anything, it just shows that like protests don't work at all, and it's like meaningless.
I have 3 messages regarding the persistent assault on women's rights. Not here, not now, not ever.
We continued to grapple with a fragile economy and a shakeup in the future of currency.
This morning, we unsealed an 8-count indictment charging Samuel Bankman-Fried, FTX's founder.
Weavy said, nah, I definitely abort this ugly motherfucker. Yeah, bro. If that's your fetus, that shit's deletus, okay? Nope, get that shit out of here, dude. Look at how ugly that thing is, bro. Come on. You want to really walk around with that ugly ass thing reminding everybody how ugly you are? You know what I mean? You're not even there, and they're going to know how ugly you are. They're going to look at your fucking ugly ass baby and go, oh, damn, I bet that child's fucking parents are so gross. Yeetus that fetus, dude. Fetus deletus.
With a series of interrelated fraud schemes that contributed to FTX's collapse.
2022 was a year in which we wrestled with both free speech and hate speech, and were reminded of the dire urgency.
Yeah, we really wrestled with the free speech, with Elon Musk literally openly being like, free speech is when you give me $8. Please give me $8. This company is going bankrupt super soon.
Speech and hate speech, and were reminded of the dire urgency of the climate crisis.
We are still clearly moving in the wrong direction. The global emissions gap is growing. The 1.5 degree goal is gasping for breath.
This year, as voices and images demanded our attention for better and worse.
Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven, by clear and convincing evidence, that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes.
We cheered as records were shattered and legacies were cemented. Despite pushback, despite resistance,
this year kind of sucked. Like, what the fuck? What a mid-ass year, bro. There wasn't like, the more I look at this, the more I'm like, nothing like really crazy really happened. And it was just more of the same shit that we knew was happening over and over again. You know what I mean? Why the fuck is Ukraine not in this? That's like, I mean, I guess they briefly covered it, but is Ukraine now ultimately the same as like Afghanistan, where they just like don't really even think about it now? It's just an afterthought. It's just something. It's just noise in the background. Wild. Because, like, no, you know that, like, Afghanistan continued on until 2020, or until this past year, right? And until 2021. So they basically stopped covering it as though it was, like, a serious thing for the last, like, 15 years of that invasion, okay? And I feel like we're there now with Ukraine. Like they fucking covered it like nonstop. It was like everything that anyone could talk about and think about. And now it's like in the background. It's background noise. It's on autopilot, you know?
2022 was a year in which we persisted.
It has taken 232 years for a Black woman to be selected to serve on the Supreme Court of the United States.
Following years of uncertainty and a global pandemic that has proven to be one of the most challenging events in human history, we forged on, prepared to tackle what lay ahead.
Turkey.
And as we continued to extract the possible from the impossible, this year taught us, above all, that our voices, no matter how big or small, can change the world.
God, liberals, man, they're the fucking worst. I swear to God. American collective amnesia strikes again. All of the people spamming libbers are the leftist equivalent of 4chan kids. The focus of the video is primarily the U.S. with some mentions outside world. Pretty American take. What? This is libbed up as fuck. But yeah, ultimately it was like, this was pretty mid. This was a pretty mid-ass year. I'm not gonna lie. Like, Lizzie in a box. That was kind of interesting.